The morning always begins the same way, a slow walk through the echoing corridors of the underground depot, where the scent of steel, oil, and electricity lingers in the air like the memory of thunder. I run my hand along the polished flank of the train as I pass, feeling the cold smoothness of the silver-white metal against my palm. Even after years of training, the sight of the Metro Manila Subway resting quietly before the day's first run still stirs something deep inside me, a mixture of pride, reverence, and disbelief that I am part of something this immense. It is more than just a train, it is the pulse of a future that the people of Manila have waited for across generations of traffic jams, diesel fumes, and long commutes under a merciless sun. I unlock the cabin door, and the world changes. The hum of the depot fades into the gentle whir of systems waking to life. The driver's cabin is compact yet elegant, an orchestration of screens, lights, and tactile buttons arranged in precise harmony. A faint blue glow spills from the digital control panel, washing over the matte black surface of the console. The seat adjusts automatically to my height as I settle in, the fabric firm yet soft, a small reminder that this isn't just a machine, it's a workspace designed for human endurance. My hands hover over the twin joysticks and touch sensitive screens. Outside, the platform lights blink in sequence, reflecting off the curved windshield that arcs above me like the visor of a space helmet. When the main switch engages, a deep vibration passes through the cabin. The train's heart, a silent array of motors, awakens beneath my feet. Through the windshield, the platform's light stripes flicker in rhythm as power surges through the rails. I glance at the mirror camera feed showing the exterior, the long silver-white body of the train gleaming beneath the station's fluorescent canopy. Its blue stripes catch the light like veins of water in polished stone. To most commuters, it's simply a new train, fast, clean, efficient. But for me, every sound, every shift in tone, carries a language. The low whine of the traction system, the soft hiss of pressurized doors sealing, the subtle tremor of energy flowing through the bogies, they're all voices in a symphony that I've learned to conduct with my fingertips. When the signal turns green, I release the brakes and let the train roll forward. The first few meters are always the most thrilling, the gentle acceleration that quickly transforms into smooth motion, the tunnel lights stretching into white ribbons as we enter the underground artery of Metro Manila. The walls blur by in rhythmic patterns, light, dark, like the heartbeat of the city above. Each station name that flashes on the digital display, Quezon Avenue, North Avenue, Ortigas, Bonifacio Global City, carries a weight of history, of millions who have longed for relief from the endless crawl of EDSA traffic. From my seat, I can feel the precision of Japanese engineering humming through the controls. The train doesn't so much move as glide. The magnetic drive and regenerative braking make it feel as though we're floating on an invisible cushion of air. Outside the cabin window, faint reflections of LED panels ripple across the tunnel walls. I remember the first time I was allowed to drive during testing, the moment the tunnel swallowed the light of the depot behind me, I realized that this subway wasn't built just for transport, it was built to redefine the rhythm of the entire metropolis. When we reach East Avenue Station, I glance into the platform mirror display. The automated doors slide open with a whisper. Passengers stream in, office workers, students, a mother with her child clutching a school bag. Almost too large for him. I watch them through the side monitor as they take their seats, their faces briefly illuminated by the interior lights. There's a quiet reverence in the air, as if everyone knows this is more than a ride, it's a small victory for a country that has battled congestion, floods, and decades of delay. The screens above the doors display clean animations of the next stop. A soft chime follows, recorded in both English and Filipino. Even the announcements carry warmth, a voice that sounds calm and human amid the digital precision. Inside the cabin, the silence is profound. The train's noise insulation is so complete that the rush of wind outside is reduced to a gentle murmur. I lean slightly forward, eyes flicking across the HUD overlays, speed, gradient, brake pressure, passenger load. Everything is digital, responsive, alive. My reflection in the glass merges with the ghostly blur of the tunnel, a human silhouette at the frontier between man and machine. Sometimes, when the ride stretches long between stations, I think of what lies above me, the streets of Manila, teeming with life, jeepneys honking, vendors calling, sunlight pouring over endless lines of cars. Down here, it's another world entirely, controlled, ordered, silent. The air feels cooler, touched by filtered freshness. Every tunnel curve has been mapped to millimeter precision, every LED panel timed to prevent driver fatigue. The engineers thought of everything, even the gentle blue hue of the dashboard lighting, chosen to reduce strain during night shifts. The pride of being here is overwhelming. I think of my father, who once drove buses through EDSA traffic 12 hours a day. He used to say that driving in Manila was like playing chess against chaos itself. If he could see this cabin, the sleek control interfaces, the AI-assisted guidance, the smooth automation, he'd probably shake his head and laugh, saying the city finally learned how to move. I like to believe he rides with me sometimes, in the hum of the motors, in the rhythm of the tunnels. Halfway through the route, as we pass Ortigas, the control panel glows brighter. A maintenance alert flickers briefly, then clears. Everything is operating perfectly. The train feels alive, responsive to the subtlest motion of my fingers. The console's touchscreens display live maps of the subway network, tiny dots of light marking every train in operation, each moving like a heartbeat pulse across the city. To think that beneath the crowded streets and high-rise towers, an entire fleet of these silent serpents glides through darkness, connecting lives faster than the city above can imagine, it's almost poetic. When we approach the central interchange near Bonifacio Global City, I take a moment to glance over the passenger camera feeds. The seats are nearly full now. Some passengers are reading, others stare quietly into the reflection of their own faces against the window glass, watching the tunnel lights streak by like stars in a long night. The interior lighting is warm, gold mixed with soft white, designed to mimic daylight and reduce fatigue. The materials inside are chosen with care. Polymer panels with noise-absorbent backing, flooring that glows faintly in emergency mode, seats upholstered in breathable blue fabric. It's luxury without excess, comfort without vanity. As we descend deeper toward the southern section, the tunnel widens. The faint smell of ozone mixes with the cool, sterile scent of climate-controlled air. My hands rest lightly on the controls, but most of the driving is now semi-automated. The system predicts braking points, adjusts acceleration, even monitors passenger flow for energy efficiency. Yet, despite the automation, I remain the guardian, the human presence the system still needs. And I feel it every time the train responds to my command with perfect obedience. It's not submission, it's partnership. The driver's cabin is a small universe of light and silence. Every instrument here has a purpose, the main throttle lever shaped to fit the hand naturally, the side monitors that can switch from CCTV to diagnostics with a gesture, the emergency override covered by a red safety seal that no one ever hopes to touch. The window frames are slightly curved, reducing reflection. Overhead, a thin line of LED lighting traces the ceiling like a constellation. Sometimes, during night runs, when the city above is asleep, those lights feel like my only stars. When we approach the terminal station near NAIA Airport, the tunnel opens slightly, and distant daylight appears like a pale halo. It's strange how emotional that moment feels, emerging from the earth into light. The train glides to a stop with mathematical precision, aligning perfectly with the platform's edge. As the doors open, the rush of warm air from the surface world floods in, carrying with it the scent of asphalt, exhaust, and human life. The passengers step out, their footsteps echoing on the polished platform. Some glance toward the cabin, curious to see the person behind the controls. I nod, though most can't see me through the tinted glass. After they leave, I sit for a moment, letting the silence settle again. The cooling system hums softly. Outside, maintenance crews move like shadows, checking rails and sensors. The Metro Manila Subway is more than infrastructure, it's an organism, breathing, adapting, evolving. And inside it, each driver becomes a heartbeat, each train a pulse that keeps the city alive. I think back to the early days of construction, images of seen from the archives. Workers in helmets, sparks flying from welds, giant tunnel boring machines grinding through soil. Engineers covered in dust, their faces lit by the glow of machines that carved through rock to make these tunnels possible. It took thousands of hands to build what I now control with just two. The contrast humbles me. Every smooth stretch of rail I glide across hides countless stories of sweat, patience, and hope. When my shift ends, I park the train back at the depot. The tunnel lights fade one by one as I slow to a stop. I switch the systems into standby, the the screens dim, the soft vibrations cease, and the train exhales a long mechanical sigh. In the sudden quiet, I hear my own breathing, steady and slow. I remove my cap and rest it on the console. The faint reflection of the cabin glows in the darkened glass, the ghost of a machine that will awaken again at dawn. Walking out, I glance once more at the silver-white body of the train resting under the depot's lights. It gleams like a living thing. Around it, other trains wait, silent, powerful, patient. They are the arteries of a dream finally realized, a promise that Manila will no longer stand still in traffic, but glide forward beneath its own streets, unseen yet unstoppable. For me, being a driver here is not just a job, it's stewardship of a future we once doubted would arrive. Every time I take the controls, I feel like I'm touching history, the convergence of ambition, technology, and human resilience. And as the train moves into the darkness again tomorrow, I will sit in this cabin surrounded by light, listening to the hum of the motors, feeling the pulse of the rails, and knowing that beneath the chaos of the city above,